Hey guys, Parfax here, and today we are talking about the new Ennead mutation, the gear you get from it, and the return of one of my favorite things in New World. All right, let's get started. All right, so we are here and we are at the Ennead mutation. We are at the Ennead expedition entrance, and we're going to show you guys the gear that drops in it. So if you didn't know, mutations actually have a different loot table, and we can see it here on the when you go down to M10, and each dungeon has, or expedition has, its own loot table once you get to mutation. So if you look here, we have a piece of gear for each different piece. Everything that you can possibly wear, there is a new item for it, but they have two guaranteed perks. For instance, the Great Axe's Keen Crippling Reap, and then we have the Warhammer with Keen Penetrating Wrecking Ball. Honestly, I believe all the weapons have Keen on them, which makes them almost unusable unless you're doing like Void Gauntlet, Ice Gauntlet, Fire Staff. Unfortunately, the Void Gauntlet is Keen Slowing Tether. If that was something like Putrefying Scream, then this could be possibly a way to get your Abyss Void Gauntlet, but unfortunately it is not. But we do want to take a look at the actual jewelry pieces. This is kind of the biggest thing when it comes to these mutations, are the jewelry. The jewelry is probably the best thing that comes out of these, so let's take a look at them. First, we have a Dexterity Ring with Refreshing Evasion, Keen Awareness on it. And if you would get Hardy on this, this is almost the exact copy of the Featherweight Ring. I think the Featherweight Ring is just a tad better because Refreshing in a vacuum is typically a little better than Refreshing Evasion. There are some builds that do take advantage of the Refreshing Evasion, but most builds do not. And honestly, I don't think the Featherweight is very good anyway. It is not something I have ran in a very long time. And if you're doing PvP, if you're looking for Keen Awareness and Hardy, the Champion's Ring is just way better. And then if you're looking for PvE, then anything with actual damage on it is just better than the Featherweight. Because honestly, if you're doing PvE, you probably should be doing mostly headshots anyway. And yeah, it's just not the greatest. It's not a bad ring by any stretch, but it's not something that I'm really gonna try to go after and really spend a lot of time getting. And then we have an actual pretty good earring here with Refreshing Toast Nimble. Now, personally, I love Nimble. Nimble's a very, I don't want to say a hot topic, but there's a lot of people that really don't like Nimble. I'm a pretty big component of it, but if you like Nimble, then this is going to be your BISCON earring. It has Refreshing Toast, Nimble, then you can get whatever you want as the third perk on it. So yeah, I actually have a Dexterity one with Refreshing Toast, Nibble, and Refreshing Evasion. It is what I consider to be my BIS earring. I can see a very good case to be made that Nimble is something that you could do away with, but personally I like it, so I still use it. And then we have the amulet with Shirking Dot Cleanse, Health, and Intelligence. I'm not a massive component of Shirking Dot Cleanse, but it's also something that I haven't done and used a whole lot. So let me know in the comment section down below if you actually like Shirking Dot Cleanse. Personally, for me, it's not something that I have really played around with a ton. And let me know if you like it or not. They don't seem to sell very well in the market, so I'm assuming that people just don't run them. But like I said, let me know if you guys like the Shirking amulets and stuff like that. I know Shirking Empowerment's great, but other than that, does anybody even run any of the Shirking perks? So that is the gear that's in there. Honestly, like I said, all the weapons had Keen Awareness on it. We'll take a look at the armor. The armor is actually pretty good, and it has probably one of the most underrated perks on it. Let's go here and look at the purple armor, and it has Shirking Fortification, Elemental Aversion. Elemental Aversion is actually good. I think Physical Aversion is a little bit better. Now, there is a few bugs running around with Elemental Aversion where it actually works better than it is supposed to. But I guess the helm has Critical Retribution. Do the gloves have So I guess the pieces of gear that actually have Shirking Fortification on it, you can probably get something pretty good. And the light didn't have Shirking Energy on it. But Elemental Aversion, Shirking Fortification, it's still really good. Sturdy Energy on the chest piece too. So honestly, these aren't too great. This perk is gonna become a little bit better. We'll do a, you know, underrated perk tier list maybe here in the coming months, or in the coming weeks, I should say, because I think there's some perks that people are kind of sleeping on that are actually pretty good. But yeah, so the elemental version shirking fort pieces aren't too bad, but other than that, they're not typically that good. Then I just want to take a look at a couple things here on the PTR patch notes. We have two things that I want to look at. First off is the greatsword. Updated greatsword homing to prevent missed hits from triggering due to movement and desync. I actually had an issue where I had stunned somebody with the sword and shield. I did a fully charged heavy into a relentless rush and neither one of them hit, which was kind of funny. I might actually, if I have it recorded and I find it, I will put it right here. But it was pretty funny. I shouldn't say funny. I was a little bit irritated because then I ended up dying. Then I got teabagged. But yeah, so I'm assuming this will fix that little bit of desync and missed hits. So hopefully that is it. When it comes to this weekend, just so you guys know, we will probably be doing a light armor, sword and shield, and a great sword little like video montage. It's something that I just been getting on the PTR from doing OPRs and a couple little bit other things, but unfortunately people don't do OPRs on the PTR anymore, so I can't really test a whole lot of builds. So we'll have to wait for it to go really live before we test anything else out, but look forward to that this weekend. And then the change that I cannot wait to test here on the PTR, I will probably, as soon as I'm done recording this video while everything is uploading, I will probably start doing this, and that is right here. Rafflebones is now a guaranteed spawn, but with a range for spawn timers. This could be massive. Now, I don't know if this means in every Rafflebones spawn he will spawn, or if it's going to be the same thing like it was before, where he would spawn basically in a set of directions, a set of locations over and over again, but he didn't always spawn at the exact same time. We will see. I will try to test it on the PTR as much as possible. This thing does take quite a few hours of testing and is extremely frustrating to try to actually figure out, but if we can figure it out, and we will give you an update more than likely on Rafflebones in general, because if you guys haven't seen Rafflebones and you haven't actually killed him, he is a ton of fun. It's essentially a loot goblin that runs around. He doesn't attack you. You have, I think, 40 or 45 seconds to kill him before he explodes and goes into the abyss, and you don't get anything off him. If you kill him in a end game zone, you get your obsidian gypsum, you get umbral shards, and you get a guaranteed Lego item. And he actually has a really good drop hole. He has a bunch of luck weapons, which are almost impossible to get in the game. He has a couple really good weapons, the Dark Vengeance being one of them, which is a really, really good healing void gauntlet. And he has a lot of other really cool different weapons. So I'm happy to see that Rafflebones be something that we could be seeing a lot more here in the future. We will test them out on the PTR. I wonder if they actually put any spawns here in Brimstone. We will have to look that up as well. But all right, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Like always, we will be getting more than likely the greatsword light armor sword and shield OPR build for the most part here from the PTR as a video. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Like always, let me know in the comment section down below if you've ever killed a Rafflebones ever. Okay. And if so, have you killed him since they did the change where he didn't have his guaranteed spawn? Because I haven't even seen him. But all right, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, like always, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.